Hello there. Right, let me just check the audio. I think it's all right. Hello there. Right, that seems okay. That's good. It sounds a bit weird though. Let me just check which microphone I'm using. I am using. Oh no, that's all right. Okay, good. Right, Scotty's here. That's that's something. Hello, Scotty. How you doing? There's only me to heckle today. I think Maff's busy today, so it is just me. I just need to just send this out on Telegram because I forgot. Let me just do that. So that's there and there. Okay, cool. All right. Well, it's FOMC day today, isn't it? Right. Scotty says I'll go easy on you. Yeah, please do. I feel like I've lost my arm, whatever it is. Right. So what we're looking at, obviously it is the FOMC thingy today. Why is that showing there? God, it's a right mess, isn't it? Okay. Right now, I did do a video last night, and I was talking about the idea that we got this this pump yesterday. In fact, yesterday was, yeah, so it was that, wasn't it? So, and I was saying it's probably quite likely that we might come back to that bullish retracement level there. That's quite possible. It's looking more possible now than it was last night, that's for sure. So there is that. Let me just do the old disclaimer thing, just for legal sake. Please note that this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice. Any information or opinions provided are not guaranteed to be accurate or complete. Always conduct your own research before making any financial decisions. A full legal disclaimer is in the description of each video and live stream. Okay, good stuff. Let's go back to, what's it? Right. Now, the other thing I was thinking about that was because of the CME gap. Let's just have a look at that. So that is this thing here. Let's get on the right chart. That might help. Where's it gone? There it is. Right. So this is actually the thing I was using for the thumbnail of the day. So that is the 1 hour time frame. It's actually worked out all right, actually, didn't it? Because when was that? That was Monday night. I think I made the thumbnail, and the price had gone up there. So I said it's probably going to come back down here. Didn't come down as far as I thought it would, but we're right over here now, aren't we? Let's get rid of that bear. Oh, sorry, looking at the wrong. Looking at the wrong week, the wrong month, or whatever. I don't know. Probably. When was that? That was. Oh, sorry, that was November. It's not very good, is it? Similar though, isn't it? All right, this is all making a bit more sense. Let's extend that a bit more. So that is the CME gap. Let me just check. From, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that was Sunday. That was the CME gap from last weekend. Now we've dipped into it and kind of bounced off it, but that's not quite what we're looking for. I do really want to see the price dip into there. Consequently, I'm not in any trades, which is quite rare for me, I suppose, right now, because I do want to take advantage of whatever happens. Okay, so we're looking at a rate cut of 0.25. That's more than likely what's going to happen. If it's more than that, then the price could really rocket, Now, I don't think that's likely. If we don't get such a big rate cut, then, the price is going to tank. If we get the 0.25, I'm thinking now that because we had that pump yesterday, I think that was, well, partly that was to do with the Jolt's job opening data or whatever, or at least that was the excuse to pump the price a little bit. But now that's gone up. I can't see that going up if the rate stays at 0.25. Well, I say stays at 0.25. If the rate cut is 0.25 like we're expecting. We won't know that until later tonight. I think it's about 7 p.m. UK time. Scotty's saying, am I in any trades? No, I'm not actually. In the Discord, you'd have seen last night that I'd had a really good day yesterday. I did a little short while we were doing the live stream. I just did it while Maff was talking about the price, and I was thinking, oh, might be a little pullback there. And I did a little short, and then I basically longed everything, and I managed to catch most of that move there. So I made some nice gains then, and I didn't do what I normally do, because what I normally do is I normally think, okay, that's great, that'll probably consolidate for a while, then it'll go up more. And I thought, no, I've had a good day, and I just closed all my trades, and I thought I'm going to wait until we see what happens tomorrow, which is exactly the situation I'm in right now. And indeed, it did come back a little bit. I did do a little short. It wasn't a big one, but it literally just came down a little bit, and I thought, okay, that's all right. I'll take that, and I'll go to sleep, and that's what I did. I think that's in the winning trades on the Discord as well, so you can see I'm not talking chisel, but that's what that was. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, does that look like it's going to come back down there? It does to me. I mean, it always does that kind of thing, doesn't it? If you look in the past, I know this is a CME chart, but every time you get a pump like that, it always retraces. Is there a time when it didn't do that? I suppose something like this here, when it kind of stayed up there for a little bit. I mean, this is a similar kind of thing, and it's come back about halfway. It went up and eventually sort of bled its way down. That could happen. But, really, not sure what happened there. When was that? August 25. Actually, I remember that. It was a big old CME gap, that one, isn't it? I had a good example of a CME gap that took a long time to complete. Was that even yeah, it was Friday to Sunday, yeah. Okay. Can't remember that really. Anyway, 117, but that obviously did get filled later on. And you can see all these gaps in the past, they've all pretty much got filled. I tend to draw these like boxes here. I can always I mean, I just tend to draw like an arbitrary rectangle, but you can see that's when it gets filled, So yeah. So what I'm hoping for is something like we come down here and then go back up. And what I was looking at last night was using the levels from Quadzilla. Is it worth doing here? Because this is the CME chart, isn't it? Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Interestingly enough, yeah, on the CME chart, that's giving that retracement there at 87.2. The only thing is, if it does that, then we're losing the higher lows, aren't we? In fact, if it comes down there, we're losing them muchly. Hang on, what would we have to do? We'd have to, if we regard that as a higher low, yeah, it's going to happen anyway, isn't it? I suppose what we don't want to see. Let's go out to a bigger time frame, something like the 4 hour. In fact, let's use a different chart because this one's a bit too busy. Let's just go to the index chart. Let's just stop Quadzilla for a moment. Okay, so this looks better, doesn't it? So yeah, so got that low there, then that low there, that low there. So what we don't really want is a low lower than 89,629. If we do get a low lower than that, then the price could come back down here, couldn't it? Because that would be a change in trend. Looking at that with Quadzilla, you can see here these EMAs. Look, the yellow 21 EMA is nicely above that 55 EMA, although you can start to see that the 5 EMA that I like to add, that one is starting to come down a little bit. So there is that as well. Basically, I just don't know today. I don't know what's going to happen. Let me just go. Stop it. Right, let's just put that like that because I just noticed a comment that I want to talk about. Yeah, so comments. Thank you for the comments, by the way. It's really cool. Aussie, good day from Australia. I've been away for a week, so visiting family. Also been away for a week, also visiting family. Okay, that's brilliant. I must admit, even when I go away for a bit, I can't find it really hard to leave trading alone. I'm just addicted. So I'm having the urge to drink loads this morning, just to finish a coffee. So yeah, I'm not in any trades at the moment. Aussie rate cut probably already priced in. Well, yeah, I after the pump yesterday, I would say so myself, actually. Scotty saying nice. Kaz is here. Hello, Kaz. Right, lots of friendliness there. Do you use VRVP? Okay, well, I'm going to have a look at that in a moment. High lows is bullish. Yeah, totally. That's why I was thinking what we don't want is a lower low. Is that what I said? I can't remember now. Also keep flipping between charts. VRVP. Yes, I do use it. Not all the time, but I always think as well, just looking at a chart, you can sort of see where the areas of liquidity are, can't you? But anyway, let's look at the VRVP. I think I've got it. Oh no. That one there is one of my favorites. Just for the record, what I do with the VRVP is when it normally shows on the chart, it's normally like really kind of like rough and coarse, because that figure there is normally on 24. So I just put a 0 on the end, and just to make it a bit more sort of detailed, if you like. The other thing I know maff does, he reduces the area it occupies. I think he like halves that or something. Did that work? No, it didn't, did it? What does he do? He does something where volume. Sure, he does that. Doesn't seem to make any difference at all. I thought he did some. Oh, maybe I've done it. No. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so this obviously just shows you where the areas of activity were in the past. So obviously we're looking at that kind of like point of control here, like 91,326, which is fair enough. Obviously, if you zoom out more, you include more of the chart. So say, for example, you go out to the weekly. Come on. Oh, there you go. What's that doing? That's just calculating really slow, isn't it? There you go. Yeah, obviously here, you can see here, we've got this kind of node here at 96, 180. I don't know. Does that tell me a lot? Not particularly. I suppose what it does tell you is that if it goes below this kind of level, pretty much, well, sort of where we are now, but if we were to go below there, like the 87K, then you've got this void here. So that's the bit you could like quickly go through, and then you'd end up down here at 66, and then you got this void here, and you'd end up down at 43.7, and then below that, you would end up down here at like 28. So yeah. What I prefer to do is I prefer to, put it on something like the monthly time frame, like that. And then what I do, let's just turn that off for a minute. And then what I normally do is I just normally look for the actual kind of points when price like change direction, if you like. I normally put the magnet on, get something like a horizontal ray. So I'd be looking for points like that there. So the price had gone up, then it came back down. So where you've got like a green and a red candle together, I would put that in as a monthly level. I normally make it purple because that's what I do. I think the idea is like magenta, M for monthly. That's kind of that's what's going on in my head anyway. And then you've got other areas like this one here. So it goes red to green. Then you've got another one here where it's going green to red. And then ones like this one here. Then something like that one there. So for me, I find that more useful, really, to be aware of these kind of levels. Rather than using the VRVP. So that's kind of what I do. You can do that with the weekly as well, but then you end up with like millions of levels. And then if you go out to, whatever your favorite kind of time frame is, I quite like the 12-minute. You can see what's going on there, and you can see that in actual fact, what we did there is yesterday we went up to there, overshot that one a little bit, came back. Okay, didn't respect that as well as it could have done, but we've come back now and bounced off that monthly level there, and then we're kind of at it again just here. So even though that level came from like, months and months ago, it still is relevant, I think. Actually, I'm talking nonsense there, aren't I? I'm just saying that because, so that's not a level at all, is it? That's a level there. Doesn't help that I've got the actual the current price in purple. Let's change that. Why have I got it in purple? It's where is it? It's that, isn't it? Scales. Crosshair. What is the actual price? Where is that? Body. Status 9. Oh, I don't know. Right, don't know what I'm doing there. Is that it? No, not that. Right, I have no idea why I've got a purple thingy there. Must be that one, surely. Oh, it's here. There you go. Oh, of course, yeah, because it's changing depending on the direction. So if I just make that white, there you go. Right, got there in the end. Right, so okay, that isn't a monthly level at all, but that one was. And below, what have we got? We got this one right down here at 71,320. Let's not worry about that too much. But yeah, so it'd be good to get a higher low. That's what we want, really. So maybe we don't want to go down to 89,496. And I've completely forgotten what the CME was at. Let's have a look. Yeah. So if it does go down to that CME gap, then that could be actually quite bad for the price. That could actually, because that would then make a lower low, wouldn't it? Which would, I suppose, for the pattern people, would be some kind of like head and shoulders, and then we could go down a lot further. So maybe it won't do that dippy thing that I just described there. It's going to depend, isn't it? It's just going to depend on the data and how the market responds, really. I think trading today is going to be quite scary, I think. But I know that every time we've had one of these like major events, I've always regretted being in a trade already. And I've always kind of wished that I had dry powder ready to take advantage of, like, any big movements, because whatever big movement you get, you seem to get like an opposite one very, very quickly. You get that kind of whipsaw action, don't you? Anyway, let's have a look. So Kaz is saying we'll try looking at the monthly specifically also. Yeah, I do find it useful, and it gives you an idea of some levels, where things can happen. But obviously we've got Quadzilla as well for that. So there is that. Ozzy saying, in my opinion, Powell is lagging behind with rate cuts a bit too little, too late, a bit too little, too late. The sooner he's gone, the better. Yeah, possibly. I do like him though. I quite like how he handles questions and things. I think he's quite professional. Well, obviously he's professional, isn't he? But he's quite sort of correct in the way he handles stuff. And I also really like the way he would sort of indirectly talk about President Trump sort of stuff, and he'd say things, well, we haven't got the data at the moment, and which was his kind of like, yeah, the government shutdown shouldn't have happened, that kind of thing. So that's quite cool. Right, so that's that. I did get a little message from a friend of mine earlier on today. He was talking about Asta, and he was saying about a retracement level on what do you call it, on Quadzilla. Not sure what he was talking about. I think he was it that one he was talking about? I don't know what time frame he's on. He uses funny time frames. Like, I think he uses like, I don't know, 4 hour, 30 minute. I think he's like 30 minute and 6 minute and all. Well, 30 minute was good for that, wasn't it? I don't know. I can't trade this. It just moves too quick and too unpredictably for me. So I don't really like it, really. I think what he's been doing, he's been using I think he's been using a 6 minute. Oh yeah, I'll see. Okay. So he's been doing this kind of thing, sort of seeing a bullish retracement level like that, and then sort of using that to trade with, So I don't know if he's like shorting from up there or longing from down here or what, but anyway, he seems to be having quite a nice time doing that, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's go back to Bitcoin for a moment, see what we can see. I don't think there's much we can do this time of day. I know if Maff was here, he'd probably be talking about his kind of idea now, where he looks at retracement levels like that, and then he'd be putting in his parallel channel, looking at the mid range, and he would be absolutely spot on of that. That's exactly where we are, with the idea of these two retracements, pushing and pulling the price. And, when it's doing nothing, it's just sitting there in the middle. That's a 6 minute. But if we go to some like 12 minute, we got a similar thing there. Not exactly. It just looks so much like it wants to come back down here, doesn't it? That 90,200, that area. 12 minute. This is the 1 hour. 90,200, yeah. And that would just make so much sense, wouldn't it? Just to come back down there. So maybe it'd be one of those things where it sort of like just teases with the CME gap for a while, and it just goes down there, but doesn't actually fill it until later on. I know Eric Crone, I was watching his video yesterday, and he'd been talking about a kind of dump this week, and now he's sort of saying, well, it might not be until the weekend, So there is that. But of course, if it happens at the weekend, then that's not going to fill the CME gap, is it? Anyway, I've just noticed seedy cherry trees appeared here, saying I'll probably miss some amazing TA. Not really, actually, seedy. I'm just sort of basically sort of saying I don't know what's going to happen today. I think we're going to have to just wait and see what happens. But yeah, we'll see. Ozzy, is there CME gaps on other markets? CME's popping up everywhere. CME gaps on other markets. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, good question. I know some people talk about Ethereum ones. I mean, it's whatever gets traded on the CME group, isn't it? I suppose that would. I'll tell you what we could do. I suppose if we, because you find the the CME one by, no you don't. Yeah. So futures CME. So I suppose if we go futures, microbit. How do we look at just that? Oh God, what's that? Micro Bitcoin. I don't really know, to be honest, actually. What happens if we do that? Okay. And can we change that to... Can't change that to currencies. Okay. Right, so that exclamation mark probably gives the idea of futures. I don't know, to be honest, actually. I believe other people look at the Ethereum one. I wonder if you go something like ETH, USD. Not really. Right, my honest answer is I don't know. Okay, so sorry about that. I haven't a clue what that is. What is that? Anyway, let's go back to something I know. Actually, looking at Ethereum, Ethereum's just pretty much exactly the same chart as Bitcoin. So, I mean, doesn't everything just scream of like wanting to do a Bart Simpson and come back there? I think everything's looking that way to me. I bet Solana's the same. Where's my Solana gone? There it is. Oh. Why am I drawing lines all over the place? Yeah, Solana's slightly different in that we haven't. Let me just remove that squiggle. Solana's slightly different in the way that on the 1 hour we got this retracement here at 3 o'clock at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, which of course it did come back to. We didn't really get one down there, not on that time frame anyway. That's interesting. Nevertheless, everything is coming back that way, isn't it? Yeah, don't know what to say really. So yeah, CD, nothing amazing TA wise really. Let's have a look at Bitcoin again. So that's looking like that, right? Now, how has it been behaving on smaller time frames? Well, as you probably know, what I like doing is I like dividing it up into 3. Looking at that one on the 1 minute time frame. That one isn't even the right symbol. That one on the 3 minute. This one here. Excuse me, coming on. Quick slurp. Let's get rid of that. And then I like looking at the 12-minute time frame. And if I'm doing like little bits of scalping and stuff, this is kind of what I'm normally looking for. I'm looking for like, obvious places that it might go to. And quite frankly, at the moment, there's not a lot really, apart from this one. And meanwhile, we might go up there, do that. It really is in limbo at the moment. So I don't know what to do really. Well, the best thing to do is probably nothing. Just wait and see what happens. We'll obviously get some sort of movement around about New York Open in 2 hours time. After that, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And then it's all happening later on tonight, which is for us in the UK, that I think it's about 7 p.m. Right, Kaz saying, you sound like I feel SWC knackered. Oh God, I don't know. I'm all right actually. I'm all right. I'm just got a few things going on personally that I need to deal with, which all makes it a bit tricky really. Right, unfortunately not knackered from making loads of dollar. I must admit yesterday was good. I'm a bit worried about missing out today, and I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. It is really, really tempting to do something like assume that we're probably going to go up eventually, and sort of layer in, what's the word? Not layer in, ladder in some levels a bit lower. But what would you do? Would you go for that? I think that makes sense, wouldn't it? But then it could go much lower though, couldn't it? See, this is the 12-hour time frame. And we got, 70k, 63. If it went down there, then I don't know what that would be. That would be bad, wouldn't it? And then people would start saying, okay, well, are we going to get head and shoulders? I don't know. Anyway, look, I've got some things I need to do really, and I should probably, Mr. Delta did. I should probably sort of get on with them. I don't really know what to say today. I am tempted to. Well, I'm tempted to go live tonight for the FOMC, but there again, everyone's going to be watching the bigger channels, aren't they? So it might be like a waste of time, really. I think we did it before, didn't we? I think me and Maff did it with one of them, and it was all right actually. There was like, I think we had about, I don't know, a dozen people watching our stream. Oh, Florence here. Good afternoon, guys and girls. Hopefully, I think we are guys and girls today. Right, CD saying what red background on the 1 hour. What more likely bounce at 90 or 86? Let's have a look. Right, I assume you're talking about Bitcoin, aren't you? Right, now don't get confused between a red background. Let me just make it bigger. Don't get confused between red backgrounds, which is like this one here, and these red mid-range crossovers, okay? Because the red background means that the convergence band has been right up here and it's started to curl down. So that's normally the sign that you're near a top, or if it's a green one, that you're near a bottom. So this was quite good, well, very good in fact, telling you that that was a top there. So down we came. Okay, we've now got this red mid-range cross. Now that means Well, you can see what it means. If you go here, go to the settings, and where it's talking about mid-range cross there, it says, and I love how maff's done these tooltips so well. It says this signals that the price will either continue or reverse. No, it doesn't. Oh yeah. If the momentum reverses in the mid-range, it could be an impulse move. So watch for further price movement in the initial direction. Okay, so that's kind of showing you that there is like there is momentum downwards, and we can see that as well because we got this cyan 9 EMA coming really close to that 21 EMA. Now, if they cross over, that will be quite bearish. And what normally happens invariably actually is when the cyan crosses the yellow usually goes down towards the green. So for example, this one here, like the cyan crossed over the yellow, and then what happened shortly afterwards, not shortly, but a few hours later, is the yellow crossed over the green, okay, which is obviously a bearish sign. Let me find another example. It's this one here. So the cyan came over the yellow, okay, cross bearish, and then here the yellow crossed over the green, and then down we came. So it's probably worth looking out for that cross there, the cyan crossing the yellow. Now, if you want to set an alert for that, you can do. You can just go there, add an alert with Quadzilla, and what you're looking for is so the cyan and the yellow, they're the faster ones, okay? The yellow and the green are the normal ones, okay? So you're looking for a faster EMA bearish cross. So you could select that one. You can select any EMA cross, but let's have any EMA cross, and that is on whatever time frame you want. So we're going to look on the 1 hour. We'll have once per bar, and I'll just put a little note there. And then give it a sound. Okay, so then we'll know if that crosses. But yeah, I would say we're going to come down there. Is that what CD was implying? Likely bounce at 90 or 86. Good question. Okay, so 90 or 86. Oh, I see. Okay. So that one or that one. Yeah. Well, looking at that, either would be okay, wouldn't it? Because even if we bounced here, that would still be a higher low. If we bounced there, then that would even be a higher low if you count these little ones here. But really, we should be looking at the 1 hour or higher, really. Which one? I think the way we have to look at it is that one quite likely, and that one reasonably likely. Obviously, we can look at the stats on Quadzilla. So you can see with those bullish retracements on this time frame with this asset, then what am I looking at there? Oh yeah, there you go. So generally, 92.11% of those do get completed at some point. So that's quite a lot, isn't it? Let me just turn that off. And these kind of things do happen, don't they? Like this one here. This is a really similar situation here, isn't it? There and there. So the price came down, didn't bounce, went down to there, did bounce. What could we have seen there? Okay, with this first one here, at that point, this convergence band wasn't down here on the 20%, but the second time round here, we'd already got this green background here, meaning that the price was due for a reversal. I must admit that came in a bit premature. It did give a little pump up there, and then it completed that, and then it went up. So we need to look out for these green backgrounds as well. Looking at this now, I think my money would be on that one. The 86.9. Yeah, I think that's what I'd be looking at. Okay. Anyway, let's have a look. Aussie saying, when in doubt, I usually zoom out on BTC on the weekly. On the weekly, still seems to be holding the uptrend support line. I will have a look at that in a moment. CD saying, thanks. I'm thinking BTC downward into the FOM speech and then bounce. Seems likely the Fed will be dovish to more bullish given the jobs numbers. Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, the jobs numbers were good yesterday, weren't they? So yeah. Do you think it's just going to be the 0.25 though? I think it's just going to be like that. Do we get a speech as well? Did we get like Powell talking today? I can't remember. Let me just. It normally says so on the thing here, doesn't it? Oh yeah, Fed press conference. So that's 7:30 UK time. Right, so we get the interest rate decisions at 7 p.m. UK, economic projections then, and then press conference there. Yeah, because normally what you get, we get the results and then not a lot happens. And then, Powell will say one thing, either good or bad during the conference, which usually sends the price crazy, doesn't it? So yeah, so 7:30 p.m. UK time, which I guess in the States is well, it depends what time zone you're in, but late afternoon or afternoon, depending on where you are. But yeah, I can't see it going up. Meanwhile, unless it does it this afternoon after the New York Open. So what are we thinking? Either something like that or something like that. I think there could be big moves though, definitely. Anyway, right, let's have a look how we're doing. Aussie, I think we're still going sideways crab market. Well, overall, yeah, I think it'll be like that until Christmas now. It's usually when Powell talks. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think last time it was just when he sort of implied that there wouldn't be a rate reduction now. I think he was talking about today, wasn't he? I think that's when it sort of tanked last time. Please ask too many hawkish questions. Press ask too many hawkish questions. Yeah, that's true actually. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Right, I am actually going to disappear because I'll tell you what I'm doing is this afternoon I'm going to do a recording with a guy called Roman, who's been quite. I don't actually know what his position is in to do with Tap Global and XTP and all that, but he seems to know more than most people. So I'm going to do a talk with him. I've got a list of questions that I've collected that I'm going to ask him, and then hopefully tonight or tomorrow I'll edit up that video, and then I can publish it on hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, but probably be Friday. And then we can talk about that as well, because I know there are quite a few of my viewers. I don't know if they're all here at the moment, but there are quite a few of my viewers who do hold XTP. So obviously we want to see what's going to happen there. And 39 SE1 says can't wait for that video. I know I'm really looking forward to talking to him. I kind of hope there's decent answers rather than saying it's out of our hand and all that kind of thing, Right, I got some notifications on Telegram. Let me just have a look what these are. That is it's actually a spammer, actually. Oh, interesting. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it there. And so please do check out Quadzilla if you haven't got it already. I think most people here probably have, haven't they? But if you haven't, I shall show you the URL. It is there, savewithcrypto.org/QZ. Also, do join the Discord as well at savewithcrypto.org/Discord. That is free to join. If you want to get a nice trading bonus, there's a really good one at the moment, especially if you're a new user. If you go to savewithcrypto.org/Bitunix, you can get in fact, I think everyone depositing between, I think it's between 100 and 1,000 USD or the equivalent of. If you deposit that into that account, you get 30% free trading bonus. So if you deposit like $1,000, you get $300 trading bonus, which is really cool. So do take advantage of that. There's also a QR code for Quadzilla, which I've sort of lost at the moment. Hang on. Let's find it. It's here somewhere. There you go. That's the QR code for Quadzilla, and for the Discord, it is that one there. Okay, that one's Discord. That one is Quadzilla. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave it there, and let me just have a last look at the comments. CD saying, yeah, I would say rates are priced in. What will change the market responses? Yeah. All right. I'll see what Maff wants to do tonight. I mean, if we do want to sort of do a live stream or something, then we'll talk about it in the Discord. I kind of think that it's really hard to get people to watch that because people just go for like Tom Crown or TMG if he's awake, or I don't know, even like Carl the Moon or someone like. People tend to watch him really. Mr. Delta was still holding XRP. XRP. Okay. I think I've got about $50 worth of XRP, but yeah. Anyway. All right, everyone. I'm going to shoot off and get my questions sorted for Roman this afternoon, and I'll look forward to updating you on how all that went. So there you go. Oh, Benny's saying, so just as I'm about to go, we get like, people who might have been lurking, who are sort of coming out of the woodwork. Do you know what I completely forgot to do? I completely forgot to press go on Instagram as well. What an idiot. Anyway. But yeah, Benny's saying pump before FOMC dump. It's going to be one of those, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Kaz saying thanks, enjoy your chat. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. It's always good to talk to people that I've never spoke to before, and that's definitely something I want to get going. Actually, I want to get more kind of like discussions going on with other crypto people, so it's not just me talking to myself all the time. And sorry, I'm not talking to myself, am I? But I feel like I am, because I'm just responding to text rather than sort of people actually talking to me. But there you go. Enough about that. So I'm going to end the stream, and thanks very much. Can you all do us a massive favor? Can you like the stream and make sure you're subscribed and all that good stuff? And I'll probably do. Actually, I'm not sure if I'll do another video today. Maybe I will. I do fancy going live tonight. Actually, maybe I should do that with the second stream, with the second channel. I don't know. Maybe that might be quite a good first thing to sort of see if anyone turns up. I don't know. I might do. I'll let you know in the Discord anyway. But for now, have a great afternoon or great day or whatever it is. And yeah, I'll see you all very, very, very soon. Right, take care.